Hey guys, it's Nina and today I'm going to be doing a book haul slash unboxing. So I have all of my books that I got from BookOutlet for their Black Friday sale. If you don't know, BookOutlet is basically one of my favorite bookstores ever. They're only online. They have ridiculously cheap books. Like, they don't have every book out there, but the ones that they do have are marked off at least half off, usually more than that. Like, you'll see how much I paid for this box. It's lovely. But then of course they had their Black Friday sale and the entire site wide was 30% off, which was beautiful. And this is a sale that I do every single year, or at least I've done it for the past 3 years, and I just love it. It's like an early Christmas present to myself. So anyway, let's get to this unboxing. I've got my huge box right here. It's not even that huge of a box, but it's incredibly heavy, so I'm done holding this. So I got my scissors. Let's get into this. Also, this is low-key my like, you made it through finals gift to myself, even though I'm only halfway through finals. So the first book that I have here is Magnus Chase and the Gods of Asgard, The Sword of Summer. This is of course a book that I have already read before, but it's not one that I own, and I have been absolutely loving the Magnus Chase books. So when I saw this on BookOutlet for like ridiculously cheap, I was like, I have to have that. And one thing to kind of note about this is that it's a scratch and dent copy. So what BookOutlet does is sometimes they have regular books that you can buy, but they also have scratch and dent copies, which are usually somewhat beat up and they're just at a more reduced price. And I usually go for those because I really don't care if my books are beat up. So like an example, this is one of the worst ones that I've seen, because on the back here you can see that it has like a cut there, and that's what makes this like a scratch and dent copy. But I just wanted to note that like I purposely wanted a beat up copy, and also this is probably the worst of the scratch and dent copies that I've ever gotten. Like usually it just means that they have like beat up edges or something like that. Like it's usually not even this. Anyway, now I own Magnus Chase, which makes me really happy. The next book that I have here is And I Darken by Kristen White. This is a book that I'm super pumped for because not a few years ago, 1 year ago, I saw Kristen White speak at an event with Jay Kristoff and Amy Kaufman. It was amazing. I really liked her personality, and after the event I really wanted to buy her book, but I never did. So when I saw this on BookOutlet, I like jumped on it. And this book has been getting amazing reviews. I've heard nothing but good things. It's basically a female retelling, gender swapped version of Vlad the Impaler, who is apparently some really bloody historical figure that I don't actually know that much about, but it's been getting rave reviews and it seems right up my alley, and Kristen White's an amazing person, so I'm so excited. Also, have you seen this cover? I needed to have it. That may have, you know, pushed it over the edge for me because it's gorgeous. The next book that I have here is Lillian Duncan by Donna Gaffart, and this book I picked up because it's supposed to have really good transgender representation. So if you didn't know, a few months ago I read George by Alex Gino. I really enjoyed it, but I didn't love it. So since then I've been trying to find some other books with really great transgender rep that I can enjoy and recommend to people and just learn more about the issue in general. So this book has been getting really great reviews. A lot of people have recommended it, so I'm excited to jump in. And it's also another story where it focuses on younger kids, which I really like because I think that's a really great time where they're learning who they are and what's going on with their bodies. So I'm really excited to see how this story gets told. And also, this is a really short book, which is always a plus, so it's something that I think I can fly right through and just really enjoy, hopefully, and learn a lot from. So yeah. The next book that I have is Flawed by Cecilia Ahern, and I am super excited for this one because I have been meaning to pick this up for about a year now, because last year around this time was that whole like diversity kind of explosion on BookTube, and I made a video talking about different diverse books and asking for recommendations, and this is one that people suggested a lot because it's a dystopian that has a black female main character, which I love. And when I saw it on BookOutlet, I was like, I have to have it. And also, can we talk about this cover? Because look, it's like, look, it like, it's so cool. I love the design of this book, and they had it in paperback, but I was like, no, I need this in hardcover. So super excited to get to this, and hopefully it will not disappoint because I've been feeling a dystopian, so hopefully soon. The next book that I have is Salt to the Sea by Ruta Sepetys. This is another book that has a gorgeous cover and has been getting rave reviews, but this is basically about a historical accident, something that happened. I know what it's about, but I don't know what I'm supposed to say that isn't spoilers. But basically it's about this huge tragedy, historical event that everyone like should know but doesn't, and that's kind of what Ruta Sepetys always writes about. She writes about these historical events that should be on people's radar or that we should have learned about in history class that we never do. And I've just heard nothing but good things about all of her books, actually, and they always deal with those tougher topics, and I'm just really excited because this has been on my TBR for so long now, so I'm happy that I finally own it. And again, this is a pretty short book, so hopefully I can get through it pretty quickly. The next book that I have is one that I've already read, but again, I saw it on BookOutlet, it was super cheap, and I wanted to buy it, so I own it. And that is The True Meaning of Smek by Adam Rex. And this is a really old classic book in my opinion. Like, I read this in middle school, and I haven't read it since, but I've been kind of in the mood to reread it, I guess. It's a sci-fi book where these aliens come to invade Earth, and this girl like befriends one of them or something like that. It also has the sticker on it, but they relatively recently made a movie called Home, which was somewhat accurate based on my memory of reading this in middle school. But this is a book that I remember loving when I was younger, so I am excited to reread it and see if I still love it, what my opinions are, stuff like that. So the next book that I have is one that has been kind of getting mixed reviews, and I got it basically because of that, and that is When Dimple Met Rishi by Sandra Menon. So this book has been getting a lot of praise, mainly because it's an own voices story about Indian Americans and arranged marriages and stuff like that. I'm not really gonna go into the synopsis because I feel like everyone's heard it at this point. But this book has also been getting some criticism because of its representation of like computer science and females in computer science and all of that. Like, has been getting kind of mixed reviews on that. And as a female who is majoring in computer science, I don't think that's something I've ever mentioned before, I really wanted to read this book because when I heard about it at first I was like, oh my god, this is about a girl who goes to a computer science camp, I need to read this. But then it's been getting mixed reviews, and I feel like I might not actually enjoy this book, but I really want to read it because it's something that I want to see how this is represented, because this is who I am. because this book has been getting so much praise for its ethnic representation, but I want to see how it does with its STEM representation as well. And I feel like regardless of if I love this book or if I hate it, I want to do an in-depth review of it as someone who is a woman in STEM. So I mainly bought this book because I think it'll make a really great video, and because I'm really interested to see what my own opinions are on it, and I'm really excited to read this, but not because I think I'm gonna love it, if that makes sense. So the last book that I have here is gorgeous, and it is actually completely different from all the other books that I've talked about so far because it's not a YA book. And it is The Art of Rio, which is basically the illustrated kind of behind the scenes of the Rio 1 and 2. And basically a little tidbit about me. I pretty much every year when I get an order from BookOutlet, I get something like this, some kind of like movies behind the scenes book. I think last year I got one about like Two Brothers, which is a movie about tigers, and it's really adorable and cute. I honestly can't remember what I got 2 years ago, but every year I get some kind of movie about behind the scenes like movies, whether that be an illustrated animated one or a live action one, because this is something that's just like endlessly fascinating to me. But these books are normally like so expensive, like $30 or $40, you know, like any illustrated companion to a movie would be. But I got this for $10, which was really good. That's around like 70% off. So I am so excited to have this and flip through it and see. Like, Rio is just a visually stunning movie, and I'm excited to see the behind the scenes of like their concept art and how they did the rigging and the animation, because that's just like endlessly fascinating to me. So before I quickly end this video, I just wanted to reiterate BookOutlet's prices, because I didn't actually go into the prices of any of these books. But basically, True Meaning of Smek was the cheapest book that I bought, which was $1.88. And then besides the Rio book, which was $10, the most expensive like actual book that I bought was When Dimple Met Rishi, and this was like $5. So $5 for a hardback is pretty darn good, and that was after 30% off, so that's like what I actually paid for it. So usually it would be like what, $6 or $7, which is also ridiculously good. So that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, you can give it a big thumbs up and subscribe, and let me know down below what your thoughts are on these books, if you've ever bought from BookOutlet before, what books you're buying yourself for Christmas, you know, anything like that. And that is it. I will see you guys later with another video soon. Bye! Okay, my lighting is like perfect right now. Why weren't you like this the whole video? So bitter. Hey guys, it's Nina, and today I'm gonna be doing a little unboxing. This thing is so fucking heavy. Okay,